Hey everybody. Well, this is the first of a new series of videos that I'm making today, all about another one of my big passions, which is NASCAR racing, stock car racing. In the background here, you can see back there on the TV is a video footage of the race that I'm going to talk about today. But I'll move out of the way so you guys can see that in the background while I'm talking. Back here. Well, I had a few choices for what race to deal with today. Races that took place on October the 6th over the years in NASCAR. Back in 2002 at Talladega, Dale Earnhardt Jr. got his 7th career win there on October the 6th. And a lot of races at Charlotte, including that one back there behind me. There's also 1996 at Charlotte, Terry Labonte's 18th career win. 1991, Jeff Bodine, his 11th career win there. 1985, Cale Yarborough's last and 83rd career win. The race that I am going to talk about today, 1974, David Pearson's 83rd win. And a couple of races from way back when. 1957, Martinsville, Virginia, Bob Wellborn's first career win. And in 1955 at Greenville, South Carolina, Tim Flock's 33rd win of his career. A lot of legendary names on that list. But today, the day after Shane Van Gisbergen won his 5th consecutive road course race in a wild finish at Charlotte, North Carolina, tying Jeff Gordon's series record set between 1997 and 2000 for consecutive road course wins, in which 2 drivers crossed the finish line going backwards, I decided to begin my new series of videos about another sports passion of mine, NASCAR stock car racing history, by looking back at a race that took place 51 years ago today, at the same Charlotte Motor Speedway, the 1974 National 500, run on October 6th that year. This was the 15th running of the annual fall race at Charlotte. Junior Johnson, Fred Lorenzen, Leroy Yarborough, and Bobby Allison led the all-time winners of the race up to that time, each winning twice. This race was the 28th out of the 30 races that year. Weather that day saw a high of 24 degrees Celsius with winds of 9 kilometers an hour. Qualifying for the race went as follows. On the pole, with a speed of 158.749 miles per hour, was David Pearson in the number 21 Wood Brothers Purolator Mercury. On the outside of the front row, about 1.2 miles per hour slower than Pearson, which is quite a bit when you consider how evenly matched these race cars are and were, was Richard Petty in the number 43 Petty Enterprises STP Oil Treatment and Oil Filters Dodge with crew chief Dale Inman, Petty's cousin. Row 2 on the inside saw 1967 race winner Buddy Baker in the number 15 Bud Moore RC Cola Ford, with car owner Moore also serving as crew chief. However, Baker had to move to the rear of the field after he spun in practice and blew his tires, necessitating a change from the tires on which he'd qualified. NASCAR rules at the time required teams to start the race on the tires on which they'd qualified. This change would prove faithful to Baker's result that day. Outside row 2 was 1969 race winner Donnie Allison in the number 88 Dyguard Racing Chevrolet. Starting 5th on the inside of the 3rd row was defending race winner Cale Yarborough in the number 11 Junior Johnson Carling Chevrolet with crew chief Herb Nabb. And on the outside, starting 6th, was A.J. Foyt in the number 28 Haas Ellington Insulation Chevrolet with crew chief Sheldon Pittman. Row 4 on the inside, Canadian Earl Ross, the series Rookie of the Year in 1974, and the only non-American driver in the field that day, in the number 52 Junior Johnson Carling Chevrolet. Yarborough's teammate, with crew chief Gordy McKitchen. And on the outside of row 4, in the 8th starting position, back-to-back race winner in 71 and 72, Bobby Allison in the number 12 Roger Penske Coca-Cola Matador, with crew chief Bill Hamner. Rounding up the top 10 starters in row 5 on the inside, in the 9th position starting was Walter Ballard in the number 30 Vic Ballard Charlotte Truck Driver School Chevrolet, with crew chief Al Farmer. And on the outside, starting 10th was Dan Daughtry in the number 35 Morris Davis DM Construction Ford. Row 6 on the inside, one of my all-time favorite drivers, Darrell Waltrip in the number 95 self-owned Terminal Transport Chevrolet with crew chief Jake Elder. And on the outside of row 6, Ramo Stott in the number 83 Norris Reed Smithville Farms Chevrolet starting 12th. In row 7 inside, 1968 race winner Charge and Charlie Glatzbach in the number 90 Junie Donlevy Truxmore Industries Ford with crew chief L. Tony. And on the outside, Jackie Rogers in the number 93 Ray Frederick Lemon Tree Inns Chevrolet. Starting 15th on the inside of row 8, Harry Jefferson in the number 97 George Jefferson Knoll Precision Engineering Ford. And on the outside, son of 1961 Daytona 500 winner Marvin Panch, Richie Panch in the number 98 Roy Thornley Tuxedo Plumbing Chevrolet with crew chief Bobby Jones. In the 9th row inside, reigning Indy 500 champion Johnny Rutherford, Lone Star JR in the Junior Johnson Richard Howard owned number 1 Carling Chevrolet, teammates to Yarbrough and Ross. And outside of him, Jerry Schild in the number 07 Rush Johnson and Associates Chevrolet. Inside row 10, Lenny Pond in the number 54 Ronnie Elder Master Chevy Sales Chevrolet with crew chief Charlton Hogwood. And on the outside, Wally Dallenbach in the number 3 Ray Fox Racing Dodge. Row 11 on the inside, uncle of current NASCAR driver and team owner Brad Keselowski, Ron Keselowski in the number 99 Roger Lubinsky Racing Dodge. And on the outside, Bob Burcham in the number 19 Henley Gray Racing Chevrolet. In the 12th row on the inside, father of future Daytona 500 winner Sterling Marlin, Cuckoo Marlin in the number 14 HB Cunningham Kelly Chevrolet. And starting 24th, Dave Marcus in the number 71 Nordcross K&K Insurance Dodge with crew chief Harry Hyde. Starting on the inside of row 13, Benny Parsons in the number 72 LG DeWitt Kings Row Fireplace Chevrolet, the reigning series champion with crew chief Travis Carter. And on the outside, David Sisko in a car qualified by Bill Dennis, number 59 Ken Freeze Enterprises Chevrolet. In the 14th row inside, Bobby Isaac in the number 17 Nordcross K&K Insurance Dodge with crew chief Harry Hyde, also chiefing for teammate Marcus. And on the outside, Richard Childress in the number 96 Tom Garn Maxwell Home Furniture Chevrolet with crew chief Tim Brewer. Row 15 on the inside, starting 29th, handsome Harry Gant in just his 4th career start in the number 5 Doc Faustina Cecil's Exxon Dodge. And outside, Jim Vandiver in the number 31 O.L. Nixon Vandiver Racing Dodge with crew chief Tom Vandiver. Inside the 16th row, the oldest rookie of the year in NASCAR history at age 48 in 1989, then 32-year-old Dick Trickle in the number 2 Dave Marcus Deppy Enterprises Dodge. And on the outside, Elmo Langley in a car qualified by Bill Champion, the number 10 Bill Champion Earl Powell Auto Parts Ford. In row 17 on the inside, James Harvey Hilton in the number 48 self-owned Nitro 9 Chevrolet. And on the outside, Ed Negree in the number 8 self-owned Horseless Carriage Shop Dodge. In the 18th row, Grant Adcox in the number 41 Herb Adcox Kirby Chevrolet on the inside, and Dick Brooks, who won his only race the previous year at Talladega, in the number 32 self-owned Brooks Racing Dodge on the outside. In row 19 inside, Neil Soapy Castles in the number 06 self-owned Howard Furniture Dodge, with Joe Frisson in the number 18 self-owned Pizza Huts of Charlotte Dodge outside. In the 20th row on the inside, Frank Warren in the number 79 self-owned Warren Racing Dodge, with J.D. McDuffie, future record holder for most career starts without a win, in the number 70 self-owned Glenn's Landscaping Chevrolet outside. And in the last row, Cecil Gordon, the last Gordon to drive the number 24 car before some other guy named Jeff, in the number 24 self-owned Hinson Construction Chevrolet, on the inside with crew chief Mike Hill, and shotgun on the field, full-time country singer and part-time racer Marty Robbins in the number 42 self-owned Robbins Racing Dodge. 334 laps were completed on the paved track, spanning 1.5 miles. The race lasted 4 hours, 10 minutes, and 41 seconds. 9 cautions slowed the race for 79 laps. Dan Daughtry would score his best career NASCAR Winston Cup Series finish of 10th in this event. The average speed of the race was 119.912 miles per hour. Pearson defeated Petty by 1.4 seconds for his 6th win of 1974 and the 83rd of his career before an audience of 56,000 people. Both Petty and Pearson had to erase 2 lap deficits in the process. The race saw several hard crashes. Before the 5th lap was completed, A 10-car crash erupted past the start-finish line and involved Buddy Baker. In an effort to avoid the stalled car of Richard Childress, future crew chief and car owner of Dale Earnhardt for many championships and other drivers as well, Marty Robbins intentionally turned his car away from Childress's disabled machine and hit the outside wall so hard that he required 37 stitches in his face. I've seen footage of that crash on a Marty Robbins TV special when his racing career was being discussed. Other incidents occurred following the lengthy cleanup. During the yellow for a spin-out by rookie Panch, ABC Sports, which filmed the race for air later that year, recorded and aired radio conversation between Petty and crew chief Inman about the incident. This caused commentator Chris Economaki to quip that, quote, "I don't drive stock cars and I wish Richard Petty wouldn't do expert commentary," unquote. Late in the race, Adcock spun out and was hit in the driver's side by Stott in turn 4. During the yellow for this wreck, a fire erupted in Petty's pit, but there were no injuries. This race was Isaac's final start for Crosskopf. The driver-owner combination that earned the 1970 Winston Cup title reunited for the final time here. This was their only race together after parting ways with a few races left in the 1972 season. Despite finishing second, Petty clinched the Winston Cup Grand National Championship as Yarborough fell out with engine failure. And that would be his 5th of 7 championships that he would win. The day before this race, Dale Earnhardt made his first appearance at Charlotte in the World Service Life 300, a NASCAR late model sportsman race, and finished 13th. Bobby Allison won the 300. The 500 would be the last race for owner Ray Fox. His car finished 29th after a blown engine with Dallenbach as the driver, also making his last NASCAR start. Waltrip finished on the lead lap of the Winston Cup race for the first time. It was his 6th top 5 finish of the season. Pearson received $22,575 for winning the race, while the last place finisher, Robbins, received $649 in race winnings. The lead changed hands 47 times among 11 drivers and was the most competitive Charlotte race in the track's history to that point. Pearson led the most laps with 91. The rest of the finishing order went this way. Waltrip 3rd, Donnie Allison 4th, who was the last car on the lead lap, Bobby Allison 5th, Pond 6th, Jefferson 7th, Trickle 8th, Bertram 9th, Daughtry 10th, Hilton 11th, Ballard 12th, Cisco 13th, Panch 14th, the highest placed among those who did not finish, Gordon 15th, Keselowski 16th, Negree 17th, who was the last car running at the finish, Adcock's 18th, Stott 19th, Ross 20th, but he did lead 7 laps, McDuffie 21st, Marlin 22nd, Yarborough 23rd, Rutherford 24th, Warren 25th, Foyt 26th, Parsons 27th, Rogers 28th, Dallenbach 29th, Glotzbach 30th, Marcus 31st, Isaac 32nd, Langley 33rd, Schild 34th, Gant 35th, Brooks 36th, Baker 37th, Frisson 38th, Vandiver 39th, Castles 40th, Childress 41st, and Robbins 42nd. 16 of the 42 cars finished the race. And that's a little bit of a look at the 1974 National 500 at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Hope you all enjoyed that little trip down memory lane. That was even before I was born, so I can't say that I remember that race, but I did remember seeing that footage of the race on that Marty Robbins TV special many years ago. So it was fun to look back at that race again. Well, I will be doing more of these NASCAR themed videos in the future, but I'm going back to my stories and a song videos for my next one, which is going to be starting on the 9th this week. Later this week, I'll be starting up on a song called "To Love Somebody" by the Bee Gees. So, hope you all enjoyed this video here, and thanks for watching and listening, and we'll see you next time. Bye now.